All right, so let's talk about the recent core update that Google came out with, and I keep mentioning Google because they are the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right? They're the ones we need to make happy. If we can make them happy, Bing and Yahoo and some of these other guys kind of come along, but they're the ones that are going to drive the most eyeballs to your brand. The March 2025 update continued refinement of core ranking systems to enhance the relevance of quality of search results. So it was just a big update to make sure that the results that Google is showing are the correct results. This includes the helpful content system. So they want to show helpful content to people. This is all related to the AI when you search for things and you get that AI result, but you actually haven't even visited a website yet, right? A lot of times they're pulling that information from websites to help build their AI answer system a lot better. Now, another thing that it did was it detects low quality and AI generated content. So I get the question a lot, can I just start creating all my content with ChatGPT? Absolutely not. You can create it, but it needs to be human edited and processed from there, right? It can get you 80% of the way if you're familiar with something like the Pareto principle, 80-20 principle. It'll get you 80% of the way there, but you still need to make sure that it is correct and that you're doing something. So just putting up AI generated content, Google's going to ding you. That page is not going to rank. You also obviously don't want low value content, or it doesn't help the end user really with whatever they're searching. They're probably searching for some sort of solution. So if it doesn't help with that, then it's probably considered low quality. Scaled content abuse. So this goes back to creating mass content from AI. They're going to be onto you about that pretty quickly. So there's no sense in really spending your time doing that. This one's a little tough because if you're creating content that is specifically for the search engines and back to not really being helpful, you're just trying to create content that ranks you higher. It may rank higher for a very short amount of time, but it's just going to come crashing back down. So creating content that helps the user, answers their questions, is the best option here. And then expired domain abuse. So this was an old strategy where maybe a business related to yours would close and you could go grab that domain, point it to your website, and maybe get some of that, what we call it Google juice, some of those old backlinks, things like that to your website. Sometimes that can work against you. And then, basically just anything related to repurposing old websites or old domains for spamming purposes for some other things. Really starting to get onto that. And then hosting low quality content on high authority domains. So this is something related to something called parasite SEO, where low quality content is hosted on reputable domains to exploit their authority. So you've got these websites that are doing really well and Google really trusts them. And then you start to do get some content or something on their site, but it's poor content and it points back to you. Google's going to be onto that. So it's best that you just don't, you just kind of stay away from that stuff. Thanks for tuning in with us here at Window Treatment Marketing Pros. This was just one piece of the conversation. So let's keep it going. Click right here for the next part and we'll see you there. Subscribe for more marketing tips for window treatment and awning companies.